Ah yes, Back to the Future, a well-known classic from the 1980s, with a memorable story, great writing, and enjoyable characters. The film was released 34 years ago, and a lot of the creative aspects still hold up very well today. One of those aspects that stands out really well is the film's production design. It seems like every set piece and prop has a purpose in Back to the Future, and it really adds to the story. I feel that when people watch this movie, they tend to only focus on the characters and the story development. And while these parts are absolutely crucial to the success of this film, I feel that the sets, props, and the appearance of the characters really make Back to the Future what it is. So in the opening half an hour of Back to the Future, they do a great job of showing the town of Hill Valley, the home of Marty McFly in 1985. If you pay attention when Marty is on his way to school, the establishing shots show a more worn-out Hill Valley. This is the same case for the high school.
Whoa! They really cleaned this place up. Looks brand new.
So why does what I'm saying matter? We'll take a look at the 1985 version of Hill Valley's town square compared to 1955. Look how much cleaner and nicer looking the town square in 1955 is after Marty goes back in time. All the buildings look brand new, and that's exactly what director Robert Zemeckis and writer Bob Gale had hoped for. They had this 1955 set built first, so to make it look nice and appealing. Then all the scenes taking place in the town square during the 1950s were filmed first. The set was then completely trashed and remade to look more rustic for all the scenes in 1985. They changed everything from the cars to even the trees between the different decades. The point of all this is to show that the filmmakers were very clever and used logic effectively. They used the set to show the natural course of time, and the changes made to the town square really helped sell the idea that Marty went back 30 years into the past. But they didn't stop with the set appearance. Every character who was younger in the 50s would of course have to appear 30 years older in 1985. This includes Marty's mother and father, the butthead bully Biff, Doc Brown himself, and even the principal. They of course used makeup for this, and yes, you would expect that to happen. But once again, the team of Zemeckis and Gale added more of a creative twist with how these characters appear after Marty returns from the past. When we meet Marty's family at the beginning of the movie, we see that his father, George, is pretty much a loser who can't stand up for himself. His mother appears to have aged roughly and seems depressed. But after the scene when George stands up to Biff in 1955 and Marty returns home, he sees that everyone's appearance and attitude has changed. His parents and siblings are a lot healthier and cheerful now.
Mom, Dad, did you hit your head? You guys look great. Mom, you look so thin.
Thank you, Marty.
A third way the production design really adds to Back to the Future is the props. You're probably very familiar with the infamous DeLorean, but I want to talk more about the small little details and uses of certain props in the movie that are creatively well done. With all the trouble Marty faces in 1955, he has to pull on what he knows to try and solve these problems. The unique usage of these props really make the story more effective and even comical at times. One example comes from one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. This is the scene that Marty uses a scooter turned skateboard to outsmart Biff and his friends. I found it to be very clever and a smart decision since Marty uses a skateboard as transportation throughout the beginning of the film. Another unique usage of a prop is when Marty pretends he's Darth Vader and uses his Walkman to wake up and scare his high school aged father. Again, Marty uses an object from his decade to his advantage, showing that the props really help move the story along. Well, there you have it. Those are just some of the ways that production design stands out in Back to the Future. A lot of the designs add to the story very well, and in turn makes the film an overall classic. This film of course has great elements all around. I believe the production design is pretty superior, making it one of my favorite movies of all time.